everyone, this is Tamara from shelfaddiction.com and welcome to episode 43. Today I am here alone and it's been a while since I've been on a podcast by myself, but I hope that you enjoy the episode. I'll be talking about why it's good to join an online book club, my reading list, and more. Stick around, I think I have some fun information for you. First, we will kick things off with talking about my top 5 reasons why an online book club is a great idea when you're short on time. If you don't know, I am a really serious advocate for book clubs, so much to the point where I have my own real world book club, I have the Shelf Addiction online book club, and I'm a part of 2 other real world book clubs, and they all read completely different types of books. So literally, I have 4 book clubs that I'm a part of and 2 that are my own. And I don't cheat. Both of my book clubs, the real world book club and the online book club, read different books. So it's not a 2-for-1 there. So with all of that said, I know life is busy. I know, things get in the way, kids, husband, work, family, just other commitments, writing, reading, blogging, whatever you're doing. And that may be reasons why you don't have time to schedule a real life book club, but that's where an online book club is really key. Number 1 is community. Honestly, unless you're surrounded by tons of people that also like to read like you do or enjoy audiobooks like you do, it's not likely that you're going to find a community to talk to about the books that you're reading. An online book club could really fit the bill for that. And that sense of community also, is twofold. So number 1 is community, and number 2 is you will make new friends. While you are dabbling in that new community, you will make new friends with people who read the same types of books that you do, who enjoy the same types of books that you do, those that will rate the book club book similarly as you do, and that will create conversations. Now, the key to that is you have to be, which is my number 3 reason, open to new books and new authors. So, you're dealing with the community, you're making new friends, but at the same time, you're reading books that may not have been your choice, but it's opening you up to new genres, new authors, just books that you would have never chosen for yourself, and you may come across your next favorite that way. So go into a book club or online book club with a really open mind, ready to try anything. And if you really don't like that type of reading, I recommend that you find an online book club or a real world book club that reads exclusively the genre that you enjoy. That way, either way, you don't need to feel like you have to read something that you don't want to. So you can either go into a general book club and just be open to new things, and that's what I enjoy about it, or you can just literally, like, if you really only like contemporary romance, trust me, there is an online book club for you that only does online, contemporary romance online. So that's another thing about online book clubs is you have more flexibility to find a book club that's tailored to what you like to read. So that's a good thing. The 4th thing that I think is a positive thing about online book clubs, and technically it should be any book club really, that should be your safe zone. You should have the ability to be candid about your thoughts on the book. So what? 8 out of 10 people liked it. If you're the 2 people that didn't like it, feel free to say you didn't like it and say why you didn't like it. That is a part of book club. It really opens up conversation, and maybe you might explain things to someone in a different way that they hadn't thought of before. So it really changes the dynamic of what you read. You know how that saying goes, no 2 people have read the same book. I think that's how it goes anyway. It's a true thing. 2 people could be reading the exact same book and they get 2 completely different things out of it. And that is why you should feel the freedom, to be candid about your thoughts on a book. And that's always easier online, I think. Obviously you want to be respectful to whomever you're talking to, but it's a great way to engage and have some discussion and throw back and forth some theories and ideas. And it makes the reading process even more fun. There are many reasons why book clubs are a great idea, but especially online book clubs. My 5th and final top reason is that you can do it from anywhere. If you travel a lot, fine, so be it. You can still read the book everywhere, anywhere. You can comment on message boards any and everywhere. And you can call into Skype or Hangouts to talk about the book with people from virtually almost anywhere, right? So you don't have to be tied down. You don't have to say, okay, I must have this day of the week without anything else going on. I can't, go out of the area. I can't, you have more freedom with the online book club. So you don't have a time to, talk via Skype or Hangouts. You're still interacting with people on the message boards. You're still talking about the books. So that really lends itself really well to people with super busy schedules. So I said all that to say, there are a lot of online book clubs out there, and you should definitely check out the Shelf Addiction Online Book Club. We read only fiction, but we read all genres. So if you're interested in trying out some different genres, or if you are like me and just like to read a variety of genres, this would be the perfect club for you. You can find it on goodreads.com. It's free to join, and I will have a link below. The only requirement is that you be 18 years of age or older. My book club is for adults, no kids, so we really don't have to worry about censoring ourselves, although we are really, professionals in my group. And it's all good fun, and my goal is to get those monthly Hangout or Skype discussions going again, and I think it'll be good fun. So if you're curious about it, I can give you a really quick rundown of what we are reading this month. So for the month of November, we are reading Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. If you'd like to know more about that, head on over to my YouTube channel and click the November and December book club reads. And the second book is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and that is another fun light read, which is almost polar opposite from Behind Closed Doors. So if you want to know a little bit more about that book, head on over to my YouTube channel as well. I hope you'll be able to check out the book club on Goodreads, and please join. We'd love to have you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is kind of what are you reading this month? I like to start sharing what I'm reading that will keep me more accountable. I am way behind on my goals for this year. I don't know if you set reading goals for yourself, but I did, and I am really behind. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So I thought sharing this with you, and maybe we can start a conversation about what you're reading, what you're listening to, and, not only will it give me an excuse to add more things to my TBR list, as I'm sure I will for you, but maybe we are reading some of the same books and we can talk about them, so let me know. So on my reading list for this month, let's start with the audiobooks. I am listening to The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. It is narrated by Fenty Williams. This is strictly a recommendation that was given to me. I guess it's a horror-like book. It's really about zombies, essentially, and it's about kids that are zombies, and it's really different. So, I'm a good ways in on that, and I'm really enjoying it. Up next for this month, I'll be listening to 6 Months by Danica Dark. This is the second book in the 7 series, and I'm really enjoying it. The first book, which was 7 years, was very, very good. I had a great time listening to it, so I will be checking out the second book. It is an adult book, and it is fantasy, paranormal romance and urban fantasy. So if you like that kind of thing, you might want to check it out. I anticipate that it's going to be great. This one is narrated by Nicole Poole, and I did enjoy her the first time around, so I'm sure she'll do fabulously this time. Now, as far as what I'm reading this month, I am reading the book club book that I mentioned, Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I'm also reading The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is another book club read. I am also reading Stand Your Ground, a novel by Victoria Christopher Murray. This is another book club read. So I have 3 books that I'm hoping to get done by the end of this month, and 2 audiobooks. I think that's pretty aggressive for me right now, especially with my schedule being so hectic, but I'm going to try my hardest to get it done. So what are you guys reading and listening to this month? Leave me a comment or tweet at me on Twitter at Shelf Addiction. I'd love to know what you guys are listening to or reading, and I'm curious to see if we line up anywhere.
It's time for the blog rundown. Find out what's new on shelfaddiction.com.
All right, guys, up on the blog, I decided to give this a try one more time. Maybe a couple more times I'll do it. But last month I was looking for Thanksgiving themed recommendations. I really didn't get any, but being that we're going into the Christmas season, I couldn't resist. Go to shelfaddiction.com and click on the Speak Pipe voicemail button for the genre of the month. I'm putting together a podcast gearing up for the next round of books, which is the Christmas theme. You know, Christmas is right around the corner. We're in November, so I thought it would be fun to read some seasonal / themey type books. So I'm looking for some recommendations. It could be young adult, middle grade. It doesn't matter as long as it's fiction. And I'd like to know, do you think they're good for book clubs? Do you think it's just fun, fluff reading? Let me know. Just leave me a 60-second clip, including your name and state or country, include the book recommendation along with the author, and a one-liner or maybe 2 sentences as to why you recommend it. Again, I really love some feedback here. I'd like some recommendations because I do enjoy seasonal reading, and I think a lot of people do as well. So I'd like to take it from my friends who read and who read a lot of books like me, or maybe if you don't read a whole lot of books, I don't know, if you read some books and it was memorable to you, I want to hear about that as well.
Bookish news you want to know.
Okay, you guys, so I found some articles online. I love book to movie adaptations, and I like book to TV adaptations as well. So I found a couple articles, one on newinbooks.com and one on mtv.com. So the first one from newinbooks.com is all about book to TV adaptations coming in 2017. They have a pretty extensive list there, so I'm just going to mention a few that caught my attention, 2 actually from this list, and one that I know about that is not on this list, and I'll share those with you right now. So, number 1, I'm really looking forward to this one, is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. HBO picked that up, and they are, I think it airs in January, and it looks like they've made some drastic changes to that story, but I suspect it's going to be, I don't know, dramatic but funny. I guess a dramedy probably. And the book was much more serious than that. At least more serious than what the previews look like so far. But nonetheless, I'm very excited to see what HBO is going to do with it. And I think it could be fun to watch. So definitely, if you want to check out Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty before January, you can add this to your TBR for this month or next month. You have plenty of time to get it done. It was a really good read, so you will blast through it, no doubt. Now, the second one, and this was on their list, is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. And this one has been adapted almost 10 times, around 10 times. And I remember loving these books as, a preteen. I remember liking the Anne of Green Gables series. It's TV series. I think it was a TV series, or maybe it was a mini series. I'm not sure, but it was on PBS, and I really loved it. So I'm really curious to see what they do to it for 2017, what kind of facelift it gets, if it seems like it's a familiar story anymore, all of those things. I'm really looking forward to it. So, I mean, if, most of you guys are adults, so I don't know if you actually want to read Anne of Green Gables right now, but if you read it when you were younger like I did, I'm sure this will be nostalgic. So I'm not sure what station picked it up, but I am curious to see what they do with it. And the third one that really caught my attention was American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Now, Stars picked this up, and that trailer looks crazy. I have not read that book, but I definitely will. It's definitely fantasy. It's definitely looks a little bit maybe high fantasy, maybe told in an urban setting. I'm not really familiar with the story too much, but that trailer looks awesome. So I definitely will be reading that book, and we'll see how Stars handles the adaptation. And I mentioned another MTV article, and they had upcoming book to movie adaptations for next year and 2018. I really didn't see any that grabbed my attention right away, but there are lots on there. So definitely if you enjoy going to the movies and comparing the movies to their books, so you'll want to check out this list and see if there's anything that you can get read before the movie is released. So that's all I have today, guys. I hope that I was able to keep this short and sweet and informative for you. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next week. I believe I have an author interview coming next week, so you'll want to be around for that. Before you go, please hit that follow button on Spreaker, the only place where you can listen live, or subscribe and listen later on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, and the Stitcher app. That's it for today. Thanks for listening. Until next time, happy reading. Bye, guys.